while writing your books, what was the most challenging, what were the most challenging parts or experiences you had?
Well, the first one was already written because I was a columnist. So I wouldn't say writing the book was so much of a challenge, just picking out the columns that I wanted to use in that. The Welcome to the Midlife Crisis was, it was, like I said, it was a joke book. That was satisfying the publisher because they had to be like these little short, funny things, and we thought things were funny that they didn't think were funny, and they didn't like some of the drawings, and we liked some of the drawings more than they did. So the publisher was kind of hard to work with. With Massachusetts Troublemakers, the only hard part was, I would say, was taking the first step. You know, writing, beginning the project. I had sent out a sample chapter, but then I had the daunting task of writing 19 more, and actually I had to rewrite the first chapter because it was too short. So just the first, I think for anyone, for writing is just starting, because it's a daunting task. You know, I had to write, I think it was 60,000 words for that book, and so you write one and you have 59,999 left, or whatever it would come to. That's challenging, but once I got rolling on it, I felt more comfortable, and you know, I decided to do it in chronological order, and because that seemed to make sense to me. So I would research, write the chapter, research, write another chapter, and I just went up through. I started with Thomas Morden in the 1600s and just went right up to the last chapters on Major Taylor from Worcester.
Based on your writing experience, do you have any recommendations to other writers?
Well, the same advice, whether I'm teaching in college or at the middle school level, my advice is always to use a lot of seeable detail. And I know that Jim Dempsey's big thing is strong verbs, and I heartily second that too. Seeable detail and strong verbs makes for good writing. And sometimes it's easy to write in passive voice, or it's easier to be vague, but the best writing is always going to be have seeable details and strong verbs. And just if people are going to write, they're probably not going to make a lot of money at it. Most writers do not make a lot of money, especially with fiction or the type of nonfiction I do. I mean, you're lucky to make a book like Massachusetts Troublemakers. I'll probably make less than $5,000 by the time it's said and done. But so you have to find something that you want to write about. Because I'm really proud of the book, and I'm glad I have it, and I can do speaking things, which I also get paid to do because of that. But you need to be passionate about it, because you're probably not going to make a lot of money. The same with writing music. I mean, with CDs, I think I've lost money on them, basically.
For the readers of your books, do you have any recommendations to the readers to understand the books better?
I think that the best thing about my books for a reader is that it's for instance, Massachusetts Troublemakers, they're short. Each chapter is only like 30,000 words, or not even 30,000. I can't remember what they are, but they're pretty short. I guess it's 3,000 words each chapter, and and the same with my columns. Were all like probably 1,000 words. The book of columns, so the readers can just jump around, which is a nice thing. Like, I think that my Massachusetts Troublemakers, the strongest chapters are toward the end. One is that I started to hit my stride, and two is that There was just more sources available for the research. So and the people were often flushed out in the research more than they had been from the 1600s. So you get more sense of the personality of the people that I was writing about, I hope.